Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Frank Omalape. Less than 24 hours after the PDP rally led by President Goodluck Jonathan, the All Progressive Congress rally to sweep off the feet of the PDP was disrupted by a mobile police force led by the Mopo commander, Gabriel Selekere.
The crisis witnessed by CoreTV crew started when the procession of the All Progressive Congress got to Ijibo roundabout, where they were accosted by the mobile police unit who tear-gassed everyone, including journalists. The governor was not spared with tear gas and gunshots when he got to the scene. The following altercation ensued between the governor and a top security official.
And you are attacking senators, you have killed somebody. You have killed somebody here. Who are you defending? Whose interest are you protecting? You are going to cause trouble in this country.
The All Progressive Congress chairman, Judiawe, expressed sadness over the violence.
See what has happened today. We are not going to take this. The president visited yesterday and the police are doing this to us today. And I even had the vice president still around.
In the violence, an APC supporter was killed with gunshots allegedly fired by the Mopo commander, Gabriel Selekere. The whole of Ado-Ekiti is now in restive calm as all churches were hurriedly closed and people rushed back home for safety. Vehicles belonging to the All Progressives Congress were damaged by the police. CoreTV cameraman Adigun Sunday and reporter were both pummeled with tear gas as nobody was spared by the mobile policeman. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
While President Jonathan has hinted on a comeback while presenting the People's Democratic Party candidate to the people of Ekiti State, Jonathan says he wants to come back and commission state and federal projects under the government of the party's flag bearer, Ayodele Fauci, in the next 2 years.
I was in Ekiti State last when we came for the flag off of Engineer Oni. And since then, I have not come back to the state to commission project. I want to come back, the vice president to come back, Senate president to come back, and most especially our party chairman want to come back to commission projects that are meaningful. We want to come back in 2 years' time to commission both state and federal government projects in this state. We want to work with
President Goodluck Jonathan has promised a free and fair election in the forthcoming Ekiti governorship. He made this statement where he led leaders of the People's Democratic Party to present the party's flag to each candidate, Ayodele Fauci. Rashid was there and fired in this report.
The Oluyemi Kayode Stadium was filled to the brim by party members from Ekiti and neighboring states who gathered to witness the presentation of the party flag to Fauci. The Vice Chairman, PDP Southwest, and Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum say Ekiti election marks the beginning of reclaiming the Southwest from the All Progressives Congress.
Our candidate, Dr.
The national chairman of the PDP, Adamu Muazu, and the Senate President, David Mark, while presenting the flag to Ayodele Fauci, promised to put smile on the faces of Ekiti people, a statement which the party's governorship candidate reiterated.
I assure you that by the grace of the Almighty God, this is the beginning of the great beginning. And we are presenting to you a new, improved Ayodele Fauci as their governor. The son
President Goodluck Jonathan, in his goodwill message, promised a free, fair, and credible election devoid of thuggery, rigging, and violence.
That will provide security. Don't be afraid that there will be no thuggery. We'll make sure that everybody casts his vote. One man, one vote. One woman, one vote. One youth, one vote. Anybody who brings stocks to Ekiti State is bringing that to a young detriment.
With the mammoth crowd recorded here today and the endorsement of Governor Ayo Fayose by President Goodluck Jonathan, it can be said like Ayo Fayose and every other candidate jostling for Okebareke office of the governor are fully ready to jostle for the seat, but the outright result of this mammoth crowd will be who will be announced as the governor-elect of Ekiti State. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
In spite of assurance from the military authorities, soldiers have continued to seal off the major newspaper distribution depots in Abuja. The operatives were said to have stormed the popular Area 1, where newspapers are distributed to agents and vendors across the Nigerian capital as early as 7 a.m. Witnesses who spoke off camera said soldiers came in trucks and prevented the agents from distributing newspapers for circulation. The situation has reduced the number of papers on the streets of Abuja, but many of the outlets devise other means of getting their publications out. The federal government has continued its clampdown on the media by stopping circulation of newspapers in some parts of the country. Osun State correspondent Bido Koro takes a look at the development in the state.
Following the reported seizure of some newspapers by the military, newspaper sales and distribution has been affected in Osogbo. Only a few vendor stands are open for business. There seems to be a growing fear of possible harassment by military personnel. Media affairs analysts Jamiu Olawumi and Adelani Badirinwa both criticized the clampdown, saying it is undemocratic.
It's a total negation of what democracy is all about. Because first and foremost, I think if there is an erring situation on the part of a newspaper, there are procedures, processes, the courts are there, and so many other things that could have been done, not outright seizure of newspapers right on the streets.
Take it beyond deprivation. Take it to the level of the expectation of modern army or military in a country that faces these security challenges. That you could not scan to look for arms, but send soldiers on the street to look for it in the newspapers, and you still call yourself giant of Africa. You still claim to fund the military. Then what pattern of funding? What are the priorities when we fund? What is competition, peer review between Nigerian military and other military organizations across the globe?
The publisher of Osun Defender, Kola Olabisi, condemned the act, saying it is a hindrance of the rights of Nigerians to have information.
The precipice.
Uncalled for, it's uncalled for when we are in a democracy. Even during the period that the late General Sani Abacha was calling that shot, we experienced this, the same thing when Ibrahim Babangida, President Ibrahim, the military president Ibrahim Babangida, when he was calling that shot, the same thing was experienced. But now that we say there is a democracy, I see no reason why some people who cannot have their way, cannot be allowed to have their say.
Olabisi advised the federal government to take a more cautious approach. On visiting some newspaper stands in Osogbo, the newspaper vendors seem to be uneasy. Beat Okoro, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
The recent seizure of major newspapers by the military in Nigeria has come under heavy fire as public analysts and civil liberty organizations continue to condemn the action. Speaking during his visit to our station in Lagos, Tunji Abayomi says confiscation of newspapers in any country will constitute a threat to security.
Well, it poses a great threat to national security, and that's the concern of a lot of people. Because if you see how Boko Haram is operating, it renders the military powerless and ineffective. And people keep asking the question, how is it possible? I mean, Boko Haram will be on a location for 4 hours, and they appear to be more effective in terms of information gathering, intelligence, than our military. So if the military is reacting to legitimate and reasonable criticism through the media, then it's an unserious military, in my view.
Joe Odumaki, a delegate at the ongoing national conference, also condemns the seizure
of military dictatorship. Our heart grieves, but the reason the security operatives is given will be good if it is better amplified, because one does not see the rationale behind it. Is reckless, is not in tune with democratic decorum, is not in line with what we fought for as a country that guarantees free press, that guarantees freedom of movement as enshrined in our constitution. The security operatives must remain civil, and those materials that are seized that has resulted in colossal loss of our resources. I think the security operatives have more explanation to give us, and there is the need for them to pay for the price, the loss that those medium have accrued, and also apologize to those people that have been unnecessarily harassed and intimidated.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with the rest of the news. Stay with us.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos.
There is still a problem.
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west, and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/CoreTV News. And on our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. And also on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV Space News. Outside Nigeria now, a new round of talks on ending South Sudan's nearly 6-month-old civil war has been delayed. Mediators say no explanation was given for the latest delay in the talks. Officials say a 3-day multi-party symposium involving the government, rebels, religious and civil society groups will open at the African Union headquarters. Face-to-face talks between the warring parties will likely be determined after this.
I'm going to Addis Ababa on the 9th and the 10th of this month, where Ambassador Booth will also be. We hope that there will be a meeting between President Kiir and Dr. Machar in Addis Ababa. We know there will be an IGAD summit meeting where President Kiir will be participating, and we believe both of those events will be very important events in defining a path forward to a peaceful resolution of the ongoing conflict here in South Sudan. We're able to fashion an agreement that reaffirmed earlier commitments not only to cease hostilities and cease fighting, but also to create the basis for negotiations to create a transitional government of national unity.
And that will be a wrap on CoreTV News Sunday. We'll be back at 4 for more news stories. I am Frank Omalape. Thanks for watching.